unboxing and review of the KraftGeek Capsule Lite music stand. A music stand is something virtually every musician needs, no matter what instrument you play. And I've had a KraftGeek music stand for over a year. But the music stand we'll be looking at today is a new Lite version that I haven't seen before. Right, let's get to the unboxing. And this took over a week to arrive, so if you're thinking of ordering one for a birthday or Christmas present, make sure you get your order in well in time. The unboxing. The box is exactly what you'd expect from a box carrying a music stand, and it's just over 20 inches long, and it arrived in perfect condition. So let's open it up. I'm speeding up the unboxing so I get through the boring bit more quickly. Inside the box is the retail box, and this has got a picture of the music stand on, as well as a 4-step guide to unfolding it. And the retail box is about 18.5 inches long. Right, I'll open this up now so we can take a look what's in there. That's what I like to see. It's definitely not overpackaged, but it's well protected. You've got the user manual and the music stand itself. The music stand itself is very light and compact. However, I wouldn't describe it as ultralight, because it still feels very solid and very strong, which is quite important in a music stand if you're taking it around with you. It's very sleek and it's got a kind of designer look about it, with KraftGeek on one side and KG on the other. And to confirm the size and weight, it's about 17 inches long, and it weighs about 947 grams, which is about 33.5 ounces. It's made partially of metal, but also ABS plastic, which, according to Google when I was doing my research, is a versatile, impact-resistant and durable thermoplastic known for its strength, rigidity and good chemical resistance. So the ABS seems to have all the properties you need and more for a music stand. On one end of the music stand there's the swivel and the lock for the viewing platform, and on the other end there's the button that you bang on the ground to open the legs out. In its folded state, it's very neat, sleek, pretty small and pretty light, so it's easy to either store away or carry around with you. I tried to fit it in a few different instrument cases without success. However, strangely, it fits perfectly into a Donner Hush Range guitar case, which is for a travelling guitar. If you take out the accessories, it fits perfectly into the accessories compartment. Right, I'll set it up now. Firstly, I'll loosen off the swivel and move the viewing platform out of the way so I can open up the legs. According to the instructions and the box, you should bang down the music stand on the floor and the legs will deploy automatically. So I'll try this, but in order to make it easier to film, I'll bang it down on a desk. That works really well. Now, I could have adjusted the height of the stand before I did that, but I'll adjust the height of the stand now. The final step is to open out the viewing area. And to do this, firstly I open up the bottom bracket, then I open up the top bracket, then I rotate out the middle bracket, and now I can adjust the height of the top bracket and the angle of the arms so they're supporting the music. Finally, if you're using some particularly wide music or more than 2 A4 sheets, you can expand the middle brackets, which include clips as well on the end. This seems like a bit of a process, but it's only that way because I was explaining it. Here it is being done without me saying anything. And as you can see, the whole process is really quick and easy. As I was doing this, I noticed there's some more protective film I need to remove from the stand. And that's from both ends of the middle bar and on the bottom bar. And underneath the protective film is some non-slip rubbery surfaces to help keep the music in place. Apart from anything else, once you've removed the film, the stand looks a lot neater. And there you have it, opened up and ready to go. Here's a good look at the stand. Whilst the slideshow allows you to look at the music stand in close detail and allows you to see the build quality, it doesn't show you if the music stand works. So let's try it with a few different bits of music. I've started with one of my own books, and that's because it's very heavy. And the music stand copes with it perfectly, no problems at all. And you can flick back and forwards through the pages and find what you're looking for without any issues. The music stand does sway a bit whilst you're going through the pages, but it soon settles down. Because my own books are so heavy, let's try putting another one on the music stand, because this is a real test. And it doesn't flinch. It can cope easily with two quite heavy A4 size, over 130 page each books. And you could flick through them to find what you're looking for without issue. Right, let's go to the other extreme and try some single sheets of A4 paper. The only issue I could imagine with these is that they sag in the middle and fall through the stand. If you use the clips, there's absolutely no problem with single A4 sheets. The stand is described as holding 2.5 A4 sheets, which is a strange spec. Rather than 2 or 3, why 2.5? But then I thought about the grade books I use when I take students for exams, and they're just over A4. So in actual fact, when one of these is open, it's just under 2.5 A4 sheets wide, which means the music stand is actually the perfect width on its maximum extension. These books then are a lot lighter than my printed books, but they're over A4 size and they're quite light. But again, the music stand copes well with them. You can hunt through the pages and do whatever you need to do with the book to use it. And the only issue you might find is the music stand does wobble slightly, but then it settles down. Interestingly, whilst I was using the music stand, I didn't notice any movement and the wobbling. It was only when I watched the video back that it became obvious to me. You might have noticed that there's 2 internal threads on the music stand, one on the very top of the viewing area and one below the viewing area, and these are for the accessories. I've reviewed the accessories previously, so to save reinventing the wheel, here's a clip from the original video. The KraftGeek Lumi light. The light's got a nice look and feel to it because it's got rounded edges on it, so it matches up with the rest of the stand. And when you want to use it, it folds out, so it keeps the light source uniform across the music. You can power the light either through a USB source or using 3 AA batteries. I tested both and found it was just as bright using both methods. I tested the light being powered through the USB using my computer as a power source, but you can use your mobile phone or a phone charger and they'll all do the same job. It just depends which is the most convenient for yourself. Access to the battery compartment is cleverly hidden away, so you can't see it when the light's folded up and you can't see it when the light's in use. And I did most of my tests using the batteries rather than the USB, just because once the batteries are in there, it's more convenient. I tested the light both in a low light situation and in complete darkness, and it worked really well for both, and you could clearly see the music, but it wasn't so bright that it would disturb other people if you're playing in an orchestra, for example. The light's also got a good spread, so you can see 2 A4 sheets of paper alongside each other quite clearly, or an open music book. And it's got 2 light settings, so you can have it lighter or dimmer, depending what you prefer. Right, let's take a look at the Flexi mount. The KraftGeek Flexi mount. When I unboxed this, it was in one piece. However, it consists of 2 components. The Flexi mount itself and an adapter to the music stand, which consists of 2 standard 1/4" camera threads that can be angled. And the Flexi mount has got 2 places this can be mounted. On the top or bottom, depending on which way you're looking at it, and on the back. And when you combine this with the adjustable angle on the adapter, there's countless ways you can mount your device onto the music stand. The Flexi mount is adjustable as well, so you can either mount your phone long ways or you can mount a tablet. The last accessory we need to take a look at is the case. The KraftGeek Bravo Music Stand case. The case has got a real look and feel of luxury about it. It's hard to believe it's for a music stand. It's made of well-stitched cloth and it's well padded. Inside there's some partitioning which is done with padding and Velcro, so you can set it up the way you want it. But to me it looks like it wants to be 3 smaller partitions and 1 longer one for the actual music stand. I've folded up the music stand so I can try putting the stand and the accessories in to see how they all fit. I've put the music stand, the Lumi light and the Flexi mount and all the instructions in, and there's room to spare. Packed inside the case when I got it was a strap, which is a really good quality one with metal clips and buckles and a good quality feel about it. Here we are back to now, and all of those accessories can be used with the Capsule Lite music stand. But just for anyone who's interested, here's the Capsule Lite and the original capsule. And to look at, there's not a lot of difference. However, conveniently on the website they've put a list of the features so you can compare the two stands. And looking at the details, the new Capsule Lite version is considerably cheaper than the original capsule. And as the name suggests, the Capsule Lite version is lighter than the capsule by £0.5, which when you're holding them both in the hands, it really makes a difference. The minimum and maximum height is the same for both stands, and so is the size when they're folded, so there's no difference in both of those features. The Capsule Lite is made of ABS, and that's obviously for weight consideration, whereas the capsule is made of an aluminium alloy, which I'd imagine is why not only is it more expensive, but it's heavier. The Capsule Lite has the tap to open system, whereas the capsule has a locking screw that has to be released in order to open it. On the Capsule Lite, the centre arm of the viewing area expands out further than the viewing area on the capsule, which might be an advantage to some people. And finally, the Capsule Lite has an extra 10 degrees lean backwards on the viewing area than the capsule, which again, it might be advantageous to some people. So the choice is quite difficult really, because the Capsule Lite, even though it's cheaper, it's got just as many and possibly more features than the capsule, which is the more expensive version. Before I go to the conclusion, I'll fold away the Capsule Lite so you can see how quick and easy it is to do. Conclusion. If I was doing a comparison video, it would be really hard to know what to say here, because both stands have their own advantages and disadvantages. And the Capsule Lite, even though it's made of lighter material, it's still very strong. And it's actually got some additional features that the capsule doesn't have. and both stands are really very good quality. They're very easy to use and they're easy to carry around with you. And I've owned the Capsule for over a year and it still looks like new. I'm guessing really to do an accurate and honest review, I'm going to have to revisit the Capsule Lite in a year's time to see how it wears. But whilst filming this video, because I film it in sections and take pictures and then I have to put everything away for another job and then come back to it, I've had to fold away and unfold the stand numerous times, and it's not showing any signs of wear or damage. Now, even though they describe the Capsule Lite as being made of ABS for the weight, it isn't actually completely made of ABS, as there's several what I assume is aluminium alloy sections, and that's just where it's needed. And this is actually reassuring because the stand's got strength where it needs it. The metal sections are the back of the viewing platform and the telescopic bar that the viewing platform sits on. So these two bits need some strength. Another good point about this music stand is the fact that it's expandable. So you can either buy one, two or all the accessories. Or if you're buying the stand as a present for someone, you can buy them the stand this year and some accessories next year. So to conclude the conclusion, it's a really good stand and it does everything you'd want it to do and more. And the fact that it's cheaper than the original Capsule makes it even more attractive. And that's about all I can say. So I'll conclude the video here. If you'd like to find out more about the KraftGeek Capsule or Capsule Lite music stands, I'll put some links down below in the description so you can take a look. And they've given me a discount code that gets you a massive 15% off if you're interested in buying one. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button. And if you'd like to see more like it or free guitar lessons, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon. And I have to give a special thanks to the channel members, because without their support I couldn't keep making videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, please consider becoming a channel member. But don't worry if you can't afford it or you don't want to. Just watching the videos is enough. And if you'd like to get some free guitar lessons, visit www.ebooks4guitar.com and there you'll find loads of free guitar lessons and the free printable PDFs that go along with the lessons. Or if you go to the GCH Guitar Academy YouTube channel, you'll find all the guitar courses with the lessons in order in the playlist section. Once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye for now.